In today's video, I'm going to be answering the question, can you actually make money nutrition coaching? This is something that I get asked all the time. Like legitimately, people are like, can I actually make a go of this? Like, what will that look like? So it's a real thing. And number two, I know that if people aren't asking me that, they're thinking it and they can see it in their eyes. So I just want to break down how you go about actually doing that today. Before I do that, if you want to know more about our program, a great opportunity to learn more about the Nutrition Coaching Academy 90-day certification has come to our open house webinar. We're hosting one this Tuesday. Space is limited though, and you need to register. So I'm going to drop that in the chat right now for you to register. And if you're watching the replay, you're going to find that link in the first link in the description below. But come check out the webinar right here. You can see that up on the screen there. You're going to hear from students within our program, both past students, current students. You'll learn more about like how we go about things, how Nutrition Coaching Academy students are crushing it, getting clients, changing lives. I had a current student reach out this morning saying, like, I put something online, like relatively new to the process. I put something online and people are reaching out. They're asking about next steps and that type of stuff. With the right strategy and push in place, that could be you as well, and you can get this stuff going. So that'd be the best way to learn more about this. I do want to make today interactive though. So if you have questions as I go through things, I'm just going to be chatting. I'm going to be gabbing over here on the internet. So ask me some questions and make this interactive. I'll put it up on the screen and I'll answer your questions, and then we'll go from there. But can I actually make money in nutrition coaching? The answer is yes, you can. It's totally possible. I've done this and nothing but this for the last 11, 12 years, at the beginning part-time, but then full-time. And this was me leaving like a quote unquote good job in the university system, where I was kind of on track to be a tenure track professor with research and all that stuff. I realized that, as I got things going, my first couple of paying clients, that turned into 10, that turned into 20, that I could do this full time and make a professional wage doing it, instead of having to do anything else and sit through a bunch of meetings and all those type of things. So it's totally possible, but that's not just me as well. That's literally the hundreds of students that we've taken through this program. It's totally possible when you have a few things in place. The first one is you need to have a nutrition coaching offer that makes sense. You have like one thing that you're focusing on. You're not focusing on a bunch of different things and how you'll help people. An ebook, a group program, one-on-one coaching, all this stuff. Those all could work. But what happens when you try to explain, here are all the options to someone, they don't take any option at all. They get confused. Your job as a coach and educator is to lead people with what you do. If you're leading to them to make a decision on a bunch of different things that they don't necessarily know what they entail, even if you're a really good communicator, they're not going to take that next step. So when you get started, you need one coaching offer. And I would recommend that you pick one-on-one nutrition coaching with weekly check-ins, which is like flexible and scalable with your time. Remember, your nutrition clients don't care too much about how they get a result, just that they get the result. How you go about doing that is completely up to you. And they care a lot less about how it actually happens compared to if it actually happens. So we need to have that in place. And you can do that through one-on-one coaching. Doesn't need to be live. You don't need to be meeting with people. Essentially, you set up your client up on the plan. They know exactly when to check in because they have a weekly check-in day. You put that in place. They check in at the same time. There's expectations on what happens around if they miss. They know where to submit the information, what that looks like. That would be straightforward one-on-one nutrition coaching. So we put that in place. That's a service that typically, if you're just getting started, you can charge around $200 a month for. As you get more clients in and get more experience, you can increase your rates. Most intermediate coaches should be charging $200-$300 per month, and expert level coaches can charge upwards of $500+ per month as you get more specific with who you help. And then the math starts to make sense, right? if we're at $250, we need 4 clients on a recurring basis to make $1,000 a month. I've talked to so many of you that I know that if you're making $5,000 a month, that's not take home because you got to pay taxes. But if you're making $5,000 a month, that would cover so many of your expenses, give you, some money to put elsewhere and save, and then have a flexible job. And what that looks like at $250 a month is you need 4 out of 1,000 times by 5. You need 20 paying clients to get there. Could you have more and could you navigate more on a typical work week? Without a doubt. But that could be like something you're doing, I would say, mostly part-time at a rate that people will pay. And you can go from there. You got to start breaking down the math of these things and set some goals around that stuff if you want to actually make money nutrition coaching. Now, where most coaches go wrong is they think if they have more things to offer people, more people will sign up for stuff. That's not the case at all. And usually that is just them trying to avoid getting better at marketing their coaching and selling their coaching. That word sales makes us feel, uncomfortable, but you need to be doing that stuff, especially if you're going to change lives. So you need to have that in place instead of it just being like, hey, should I sell a whole bunch of different stuff? That's lower expense and a bunch of people sign up. Unless you have a massive audience, which many of us don't when we're getting started, it's just not going to work like that. It 100% isn't going to work like that. So you need to have that in place. Is like a nutrition coaching offer that makes sense. How you deliver it, it's set up to get results. It's set up at a level that will actually work and that people will pay for. That's how I would start going about this. You guys got any questions about this process? I'd love to answer some. So if you're tuning into the live here, I know people are popping in and out. Let me know in the chat where you're from and what you want to know, and I'll do my best to address that. But that would be the biggest thing that you need to have in place when it comes to, can I actually make money nutrition coaching? You need a nutrition coaching offer that works. Now, past that point, how do you get clients? What does that look like? It's going to come down to, I like to think about this stuff almost like slow and fast. There's 2 different phases and stages of how you get clients. When you get started, the people that will hire you to help them are going to come from your social circle. It's a tough one there. They're going to come from your social. I should take a drink or something. Jumbly. They're going to come from your social circle. And what you do to get those people is you tap your network. The people that are already looking to you as someone that has this stuff figured out, someone that's passionate about nutrition, health, fitness, wellness, you're probably already getting those questions around, if you figured this out, you've had your own personal transformation, or people know you live in the gym and you're passionate about this stuff. You read about it, you investigate, you research, you work with coaches, all those things. They're probably already asking you these questions around, what kind of diet do I need to be taking? Do I need to be taking supplements? Should I try this? Those people they're paying clients right in front of you. They're people that already trust you. You just need to give them the opportunity to take that next step and put that type of stuff in place. So number one, when we talk about slow and fast, though, that's going to be the fast side, is tapping your network, having conversations with actual people and putting this stuff out there. The slow stuff is the stuff that everyone thinks is going to work right off the bat. They're thinking, I'm going into online nutrition coaching. I'm going to get this stuff started. A bunch of people are going to reach out to me, people that I don't know. It's the internet. It's big. It's fast. It's all over the place. People are going to come out of the woodwork. It doesn't happen like that at the beginning. It doesn't. You might have something go viral, but it typically goes viral for reasons we can't really control, or reasons that aren't great, or reasons that aren't going to result into paying clients. So that's not the goal, and it shouldn't be, because what you want to do on a long-term basis is become known for something specific. A lot of the long-term success you're going to have comes from people seeking you out and reaching out to you because you've garnered an expertise in a specific way. So people are searching this type of stuff. YouTube is a great example. My personal YouTube has grown because I got really good at solving specific questions for nutrition coaches. Like if you Google how to do online nutrition check-ins, you're going to see this ugly mug for like pages and pages because I've created so much content around it. But that's a long-term strategy that didn't happen that way at first. So you almost want to think about, well, where are these clients going to come from? I need to get scrappy and resourceful and lean into the people that are already around me. And also long-term, I need to start to build something out that people will find it with or without me. You can't just, especially with social media content, you can't just expect this to work at the beginning and rely and depend on it, because it's not going to work like that. Ideally, you do enough of this stuff to get going and get some coaching experience and lean into the people that are around you. And long-term, you get more specific and create some content with the intent of it being found in a specific area of nutrition, fitness, and wellness for a specific demographic, specific problem, that type of stuff. And that's how it'll grow long-term. But you need both things. If someone's telling you right now that to make money in nutrition coaching, you should just start paying for advertisements and put some money behind that, like that is the quickest way to waste a bunch of money and fail, because it's just like not going to work. That type of stuff, that can, number one, it can work for some people, but generally those people already have their main offer figured out, who it's for, what they do, a strong message that hooks people in, and adding some money to it just puts like a bit of like gas on the fire. But many of us just don't have it, like the fire actually lit yet. So we need to do that place in first, or put that in place first, would be the biggest thing. That's how we get this stuff started, is get scrappy and resourceful on a short-term basis, because the clients are already all around us. I honestly had the example of it just today. Someone joined our program in the last 2 weeks. They started literally talking about like them taking this program, helping people in different ways, what nutrition means to them. And they had people reach out saying like, hey, I got a wedding coming up next year. Like, can you coach us? Or like, I've really struggled with my weight. I don't know how to get started. What do I need to do? Those people, they're not reaching out to me, but they will reach out to you if you put yourself out there and have conversations. So you got to get that stuff started. And that's how you get it started, are these like more scrappy strategies. That's where the clients will come from at the beginning. Who's got some questions about this? Do you want to talk about how it'll work for you or how to get started? Let me know in the chat. I'm happy to make this interactive, and I'd love to dive into your situation if you have some questions around it. How to get started, what the type of stuff looks like. And then from there, you just want to make sure that what you're doing is actually scalable. There's so many coaches that offer this extremely high touch, time heavy service. Maybe they meet with their clients in person. They take so much time corresponding with them throughout the week, but they're offering a service and at a price point that it just doesn't, those two things don't line up, and they can't make it scalable, because in order for them to do more, which they don't have time for because there's so much work involved with this stuff. And that's not saying, I'm not telling you to avoid doing work, but there's things that you could do to, number one, just make it more expensive, to reward that work and make the math check out, as well as being more flexible within your approach and focusing on the things that matter at a medium ticket price point, so it all checks out. Like, that's the type of stuff you need to focus on. And that's how you get this stuff going. This sounds interesting to you, number one, and you're like, it makes sense. Hit that like button, makes the video go even further. As well as, if you haven't checked out one of our open house webinars, you should come check it out this Tuesday. That link is up on the screen. You'll also find it in the chat. If you're watching the replay, you'll find it in the first link down below. There's only 30 spaces available for that. So make sure to come check it out, because you'll learn more about the program and how we help Nutrition Coaching Academy students, nutrition coaches, get such great success. They get clients, they transform lives, they make money doing it. This is the stuff that I'm not just talking about, can you actually make money nutrition coaching in terms of like, is it is it possible? This is the stuff we do day in, day out, and I'll show you exactly how we do that in the webinar. If there's not any other questions for today, I'm going to leave her there, but that should give you some insight around how to make money nutrition coaching. It comes down to having one nutrition coaching offer, getting clients from your social circle, especially at the beginning, and making sure that the math lines up around what you're actually doing and the price that you're doing it at. And if you can have those things in place, you'll attract the right people, you'll change lives, you'll make some money doing it. And it's the best job in the entire world. That's it for today, gang. Let me know if there's anything else, and we'll see you in the next live. Now, as great as all those tips are, maybe you're still wondering how to start or grow your nutrition coaching. Here's what I want you to do. Go to the first link down in the description below, and you'll get all the details on our Nutrition Coaching Academy certification. It's a 90-day program that'll give you everything you need to start nutrition coaching or to take your nutrition coaching business to the next level. Check out all the details down in the link below, and thanks for watching.